All right, welcome to the seventh part of the introduction to destination marketing. Now we are going to look at destination marketing organizations and governance. This means that we are going to examine how destination marketing organizations are structured, built, led, and developed in practice in different parts of the world. A destination is an amalgam, a network of services, places, attractions, hotels, uh, locals, governments, you name it. It's a collection of different stakeholders, each with their own goals, with their own aims, whereas the locals might be most interested in keeping the destination intact. There might be hotel companies wanting it to grow, and then there's a DMO wanting just to um, balance everything between these two or even support the locals. And so there are many different stakeholders that the DMO has to listen to and also manage. And because destinations have so many stakeholders, a destination marketing organization does not have control of the destination as you could imagine a manager in a business has control of the things that they are managing. For example, a destination marketing organization cannot say for a business to do exactly something that the DMO wants, but the main decision always lies with the business. But for example, DMOs have many different means to encourage the businesses and stakeholders to operate in the direction where they want to go. For example, they can require some sort of certifications, for example, regarding sustainable tourism in order to be included in their marketing. This is, for example, what Visit Finland is doing at this moment. They have developing a sustainability program, and the businesses who want to be visible and collaborate with Visit Finland have to do this certification program in order to make sure that Visit Finland is only providing sustainable tourism services. And one of the main things here is the destination leadership, that the DMO should be the driving force that is taking the destination forward. And we are going to look closer into how a DMO can build this destination leadership further on in the course. But at this moment, you have to acknowledge its important presence in developing the destination in a way that the DMO wants it to be developed. And this is also connected to the question of what is a DMO from the organizational perspective, because the people who form the DMO and where the money comes for the DMO have great impacts and effects on what the destination marketing organization aims to do and what are the goals of the organization. All over the world, there are so many different ways to organize a DMO and provide it with legal status. It can be an association, it can be an incorporation, it can be anything that just has a legal status in different countries. There are dozens of different options depending on local legislation. But in any way a DMO is organized, the good governance practices should be always kept in mind. Accountability. So destination is accountable for the actions it takes. Transparency, that the stakeholders know what the DMO is doing, where are all the money going, what are the results that those investments are creating. Lawful, of course, following the laws and regulations. Responsive in a way that whatever happens in the marketplace, the DMO will be responsive to that. Equitable and inclusive, meaning that the DMO has to follow good practices, also inclusivity, take different kinds of people and their needs into their own actions. And of course, effective and efficient, meaning that the operations of a DMO are well worth the money invested in the organization. And because DMOs have so many different kinds of ways to be organized, they can be completely public bodies, for example, a municipality running their local DMO office, or private, for example, businesses putting their resources together to form one business, one new venture to market all the businesses within a destination. Uh, the main criticism that has been put forward for the public sector DMOs is that the DMOs should not be just about politics. And that is why we are now talking about public private partnerships, meaning that the public funding and the public policies and politicians are included in ventures that are also driven and governed by private aims. So this also demonstrates how DMOs have to serve many different stakeholders, some of them private, others public, then there's local, and many others. And all of these influence what kind of governance structure a DMO has. And depending on the status of the DMO and where it's located, how it's structured, there are so many different kind of organizational models that a DMO can adopt or is built based on. So at this moment, it's important to understand the different phases, that there is no one right way to organize a DMO, but a DMO should nonetheless follow the good governance practices in its operations.